What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Of course, my name is Travis. This is TWA Motorsports, and today we're back on the C6 Cohen's car here, and we just got the headers done in the last video on this thing. You can see we still got all the junk scattered out. We're gonna pick that up soon, hopefully. But today we're going to see if we can lower this thing. So the Corvette has the ability to lower them without basically doing much, guys. So you can lift these things up, screw some things in. They're little pucks, pads that it sets on. Look, I'm gonna get some controversy here. People say it's not the right way to lower them. Yeah, well, those people can go spend $3,000 on a set of billet spindles if they want. Like, guys, look, people have been doing this for years. I've cranked them down. Now, we're not gonna put aftermarket bolts in because I'm not 100% a fan of those. I think they have their place, but the factory bumpers, they work. And so we're gonna kind of show you the process, or at least take you through us doing it here. You are gonna need some things though. You're gonna need a couple jacks. We're gonna be using probably all three of these jacks right here. I think we'll start in the front, but before we start, I would like to get a measurement of where we're at all the way around. So I'm gonna grab my tape measure. We're gonna roll around this thing and take a look at what we are dealing with as far as the starting point. Let's see what we've got as far as measurements. I like to measure in the middle of the tire here. So we are at, the front right here is at 26 and 3/4, driver's side front. Let's go around here. I don't know if I got enough room to get around all of it, but up front on the passenger side, we are at, that's a little off, 26 and just a hair, 1/16 over 3/4. All right, back here, what do we got? We got 27 and 5/8. Looks like, yeah, 27 and 5/8. And then last but not least, let's see what this one is. Oh wow, that's way higher on this side. 27 and 15/16. That's pretty high on that side. Okay, let's get this thing off the ground. But first, you have to have, in order to jack up a Corvette, guys, you really need the jacking pucks. And when I say jacking pucks, he's got them right here. This fits in the cavity below the car. So let me see one of those. Underneath the car here, there's an opening, if I can find it, where this fits right here. And so you'll put that in and then you'll turn it and it'll stay in. If I could get it in there, that'd be good. May have to use my other hand here. I'll show it to you once I get it in there, because for some reason, maybe I can get it in while I've got the camera rolling. Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna have to get a light. Now you can see what I'm talking about. These I actually bought when I had my ZR1, and they're an extended one. The other ones are about half the size, but this compensates for if you had like side blades and whatnot. So this will be our jacking area. We're gonna start in the front and do the front first. We're gonna put the other one on the other side, and we're actually gonna use 2 jacks to just jack the front of this up, and then we're gonna turn the wheel. I don't think we're gonna have to take the wheel off to do these front ones. But let's get this thing off the ground. Is that to lock? Okay, so we've got it turned lock to lock here. We'll see which one we can access the easiest. I think, we may have to get under it, I don't know. It probably would be easier if we wanted to take the wheel off, but I really don't want to take the wheel off. But I may have to in order to show you guys what we're gonna be messing with. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab my creeper. We'll get underneath and I'll show you with the light. Well, I actually decided to take the wheel off. It's just, it makes life easier, and it's easier to show you guys what we're messing with. But see that bolt head right there with the yellow mark on it? That guy right there is what we're gonna spin. But you can't, you notice that I sprayed it down with some WD-40. You can't just spin it without relieving the pressure on it. Now, we don't have any weight on the suspension, but what I like to do is put a jack underneath this leaf spring right here. So where the A-arm opens, I like to lift on that to relieve some of the pressure And believe me, it'll make your life easier as far as allowing it to turn. So we're gonna wheel that jack. We've got a third jack here that we're gonna wheel underneath. And it doesn't have to be crazy. Like generally I use a like a block of wood sometimes, because if your jack won't go that high, just to lift some pressure off that. So you can see we've got the other jack placed underneath that leaf spring up where the A-arm opening is. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know my lighting's kind of terrible. But now we need to start pulling that bolt up. So we're going to basically be threading more of the threads up, and that'll give less of that pad. If you can see the pad down below, that'll leave less of that touching, which will in turn lower the car. So that's what our ultimate goal is to bring that thing up. Now I'm using a ratcheting 10 is what I'm going to be using to do it. It shouldn't take much to move it. I was going to show you guys what I'm doing. So I'm actually loosening is what it would seem like. And once we get to the point where it stops, that is all we have. So it's ran all the way up to the top, and now we can set it back down. You're not going to get a ton of adjustment, especially in the front, unless you go with the lowering bolt. And what the lowering bolt does, I'm going to show you guys one of these out of the package, because I actually have an extra set of these. I'll show you what they look like, because if you want to cut the bushing, you can. There's 3 little pucks on it, but I'll show you that here in just 1 second. But this side's done. We can go ahead, let the jack down, and go to the other side and do the exact same thing on the other side. Got both the fronts down. Now we're moving to the back. Just moved our pucks back to the back position. Guys, you really need those. All right, so like I said, I wanted to show you guys one of these out of the package. So this is how this works. This sets on that leaf pack. And so the factory kind of puts it about halfway, sometimes a little more. You know, you'll never get a consistent measurement between every Corvette, be it C5 through C7. This is the exact same thing on all those cars. So they have a transverse mounted leaf pack, and that leaf spring runs side to side. And so what we're doing is we're moving this up where that bumper is higher. Like I said, that basically lowers this. So we're loosening this thing is what we're doing, and that drags this up. The leaf pack then comes closer, car gets lower. Hopefully that makes sense. But some people, so you can get lowering bolts, and what that does is it just has this bottom pad, right? So they make their own. And I've heard goods and bads, like they wear really bad. Some guys take these out and cut them, and that's the reason I bought these. I was gonna cut the ones on my ZR1, and if I didn't like it, I'd have a backup set. So that's why I bought these. This is actual, they're kind of tough to find. I don't even think you can get them anymore. So I have a set of 4 that I've kept around just in case. But when you get the back off, it's gonna be the exact same process. I'll try to show you on this side. We got a little more light back here. This one's a little harder to see. You can see the yellow paint on top of it. He's dragging the jack under here, same thing. We may have a little trouble because this is a little bit higher, but we're doing the same process here. So we'll put our 10mm on there, and I'm maxing it out. So I'm going as far as it'll absolutely go. That's what we're gonna try first. If it's too low, which I seriously doubt it will be, then we can always change it or adjust it side to side, or maybe bring the front up and the back down, or whatever you wanna do, but that's ultimately the goal. Well, we got it back on the ground. It's definitely higher now. Looks like a 4-wheel drive. Don't forget to pull these out. Guys, I've almost drove down the road with those stuck in the bottom. Get a lot of rattling with that. He is going to torque down the wheels at 100 foot-pounds, and we're finished. It's that simple. Then he's gonna have to drive it down the road, you know, get the suspension to settle out. When you lift these independent rear cars, when you set it back down, the wheel folds under, and so you don't get, I mean, we wouldn't get accurate measurements. It would actually be higher right now, as you can see. So he's gonna torque these down. Once we get them torqued down, then he'll go for a run down the road and back. We'll take a look at another measurement. He went down the road. Let's see. Let's start up back here in the back. I don't even remember what we were at. I should have wrote it all down. Okay, we were at 27 and 27, a little less than 3/4. Pretty sure that's where we were at. About this side. Let's go over here. This one was the high side, wasn't it? Probably higher. 28. A little less than 28, 27, and 15/16. I don't think we moved it. What a waste. 26 and it takes a little bit of driving. 26.5, we'll call it. Just a hair under that. And then this side's a little close for me with the exhaust in the way. Let's see if we can get it from right here. 26, 5/8. Well, didn't come down much. What a turd. Okay guys, so here's the deal with this. Sometimes it doesn't come down immediately. You got to drive it a little bit. That rubber sticks to those lower A-arms, or to that leaf pack, I mean. And sometimes they don't move all at once. So sometimes you got to drive it a little bit and let it settle. So we'll check it in a few other drives and see what happens. But I don't know. It needs less fender gap. What are you gonna do?
Sell it.
Sell it?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, it looks alright. It needs more low.
Some side blades and the splitter.
We should take those out and cut them.
The rubber?
Maybe. I don't know. We may do that. I don't know. We'll just see how it settles over the next couple drives. If it doesn't go down at least a 1/2 inch. So you can stick, how many fingers is that? 3 fingers? That's crazy. Well guys, we're here probably about 2 weeks later, and he's driven it maybe 100, 200 miles at this point. And so I wanted to check back in with you and talk about the difference, right? So it's settled, and a lot of times these cars take a couple hundred miles to get settled in, and it may go down a little bit more, but I wanted to tell you exactly what we were dealing with and then talk about, you know, what's our plan? Are we gonna go any lower? So we started out, let's see, I've got it here on my phone. All right, so we started out driver's side in the front at 26 3/4. It now sits at 26 3/8, so it came down what? My math's bad here. 1/4 inch, maybe? The passenger side front, we were at 26 13/16. We are now at 26.5, so it came down quite a bit there. Driver's side rear, 27 11/16. We are now at, 27 15/16. It is now 27 11/16, so it came down 1/4 inch there. And then the passenger side rear, which we're looking at here, was 27 5/8. Only came down to 27.5. So what it did do was it kind of got them closer side to side. And as far as, you know, passenger side to driver's side, there's going to be some variances. I don't even know how much gas is in this thing. That could throw it off. Now the C6 does have 2 tanks, I believe, one on each side. So it's a little different than like a Chevrolet pickup where it's like, you know, on one side. But ultimately it does look a little bit better. If it were mine, I would want to go a little lower. We'll just have to see what he wants to do. So there's a couple different options. Obviously, you can cut off the rubber piece on the very bottom that we adjusted. So you can cut that lower rubber piece off or more if you wanted. You can get lowering bolts, which requires disassembling the front suspension in order to put that in. But the fact that this is not a mag ride car, I would probably do a coilover if it were mine. I would want it a little more low. I don't know, it's his though. So it's gonna be his money. I'm not putting coilovers on it unless he comes up with the money to put coilovers on it. They are not cheap. I think the Viking set is actually the same set that I put on the C5 on the channel quite a while back. I love the look of that car, but I think they were like $1,400, $1,500. So I don't think he'll probably splurge on that yet because there's some other stuff he wants to do. I think he wants to put like the ZR1 lower valance, like the splitter in the front, the side blades. He's already got a spoiler ordered. Guys, it is taking forever to get the spoiler because it's a painted to match deal. We ordered it that way. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll just see where it goes. But either way, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you're looking to do one of these, guys, you should probably get it aligned after this. Because he doesn't drive it much, it'll probably be a while before we get it aligned, and he may decide to go a little lower, so we may wait until then. But if you did enjoy this video, like I said, go down there, hit that subscribe button. Of course, ring the bell notification. That notifies you every single time we drop a video. And stay tuned to see what we work on next.